Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to school. Today is Tuesday, and now we have math. Okay, last week in math we talked about 2D shapes, okay? And I know by now you're able to recognize 2D shapes, right? Okay, before we move on to today's topic, I would like you to tell me the 2D shapes, to list the 2D shapes we talked about last week. Let's go. We talked about what, and what. You tell me. Alright, today we're going to be talking about more shapes, or we're going to be discussing more about shapes. So you see, most shapes, can be symmetrical. And what do we mean by symmetrical? Symmetrical means having the same things or having the same sizes when you divide a shape into two equal parts. So let's say, for example, we have, this is a square, right? And I'm going to divide it into two parts. Alright, so you can see that this part is equal to this part, right? So we say that a shape is symmetrical when it is the same when divided into two. So when you divide this into two, you can see that this side and this side are the same. When you have something like this, you say that the shape is symmetrical. Okay? I have another example. So I'm going to say this is kind of a carpet. And then let's divide it into two. So I would say that this carpet is symmetrical because whatever you see on this part is equal to whatever you see on this part. So this is a symmetrical shape. Now let's take a look at the shape too. Now take a proper look at this object or this design. Take a look at the two sides. Are they equal? Do you have the same designs, equal designs on this part and on this part? No. So this is not a symmetrical shape. Okay? Now let's take a look at this. I have a paper in my hand, right? This is a paper. So let's divide it into two equal parts. Let's go. So there you go. So of course, this is the symmetrical line in the middle. Do you see that? This is the line that I used to divide the paper. So we have equal parts on this side and on this side. So we say that this paper is symmetrical. Now let's take a look at this shape, or the letter Q. This is the letter Q. And let's divide the shape into two. The letter. So let's go. We divide the letter Q. Is the letter symmetrical? No, because you can see that this part is not equal to this part. On this part you have something like this and it is not on this part. So this letter is not symmetrical. Now let's take a look at the letter M. And as usual, we divide into two parts. Is the letter M symmetrical or not symmetrical? It is, because you can see that half of it is the same as the other half. So we say that symmetrical shapes or objects that are symmetrical are objects that you have equal parts on both sides when they are divided. Alright? Now let's look into our book on page 74. Page 74, and you find that on the blue pages. Page 74. And when you're there, you write the date. Today is Tuesday, February 9, 2021. Tuesday, February 9, 2021. Okay. Now we continue. More about shapes. So in this lesson, we will be able to identify shapes in a given design. We already know the different shapes. So whenever it's in a design, I know you're going to be able to identify them. Okay? So identify shapes in a given design. The second point, identify and complete symmetrical shapes. All right? And the last one is to use fractions to describe parts of a whole. So this last one, we'll be focusing on it on Thursday. For today, we are just going to be focusing on arranging or identifying shapes in a design and completing the other parts of an object in a symmetrical form. So let's continue. It says, trace the dotted lines, then write the names of the shapes that you can see in each design. Please, I would like you to get your pencil sharpened before you start tracing, because some of you use a pencil that is not sharpened, and when you trace your work, it's very, very dirty and untidy. So please get a pencil that is sharpened and trace neatly, trace all the shapes. So what shape is this on the first line? It's a triangle. Even if it is upside down, this is still a triangle. So you write a triangle here and you trace the other shape, which is a pentagon, because it has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a pentagon. That's the same way you're going to be doing. You trace the shapes, write the name of the shape, trace and write, trace the first one and write, and you trace the inner shape and you write. The same thing goes here. You trace the first one, write the name, trace the second shapes, and you write the names. Okay. Now we are here in the second exercise, which says color the symmetrical parts or pictures. Sorry, color the symmetrical pictures. And for you to find out which pictures are symmetrical, you have to take your ruler and try to divide them into 2 equal parts. When you divide them into 2 equal parts and you get the same size or the same things on one part, on the other part, it is a symmetrical shape, just like I explained to you on the board. So get your ruler and pencil and start drawing the lines into halves. Start dividing them into halves, and when you have both items or both shapes equally, then they are symmetrical. Then you can color them. And this part says draw the missing parts to make each picture symmetrical. So you have to look at this carefully. Take your ruler and divide it into 2 equal parts, and you start fixing the missing parts in each side to make it symmetrical. The same thing for the butterfly. When you're done, you take a picture of your work and send it to me, or you upload it on Class Dojo. Remember, if you still don't understand and you need more explanation, please do not hesitate to let me know, and I will explain it better. Thank you guys, and see you soon. Bye.